Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Mastermind Creations Perfection Series PS-13E Chops, their version of a Hepter slash Ro-Tor from Car Robots slash Robots in Disguise. And you can see them there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put them off the side real quick and take a look at that box. And yep, it is a MMC box. So you got Perfection Series up here, right there. You got a nice bit of artwork of the chops here. You know, leaping in action with all built in the PS-13E because, you know, what was it? Assaultus Eversus, yeah, and chops interrogation. You got the Ocular Max thing right down there. You got down here, up here, you got the, you know, two modes right there. You have a nice bit of artwork of him on the side there, and you got another more artwork here. And hey, look, there's the other guys in the background. On the bottom, you have some warnings, including ages 15 and up, because it's not for children. And on the back, you have some product shots, including hey, look, transforming and stuff, and hey, look, bits of the guy. And of course, so you got his tech specs right here, including his bio. If you want to read that real quick, you know, take a pause. And if you want to see the tech specs, of course, it includes the other good old red decoder thing and has junk on it. And yeah, just use that. And wow. So there you go on that. Included in the box, and here's the funny thing. This is going to be really funny, extra funny too. Included in the box are the instructions and the bio card, which the really funny thing here is if you look at, you know, it says chops right here, but you look at the instructions, it says shift lane. Oops, someone did a copy paste of the layout and forgot to change the name. Anyway, I got it on the back. Of course, you got the tech specs and bio on the back of the card. So there's those, and on top of that, which is nice because I pointed this out with the shift lane in the shift lane review, which is oh yeah, his bio's incorrect. You know, they put the wrong bio. You put Frodo's in there. Well, they fixed that. So they fixed that with a new card for shift lane, which, you know, has the correct bio on the back and everything. You can see there's a shift lane's new bio if you want, and this, which is a sticker you can slap on the box if you want to correct that, which is kind of nice of them. Although it's just funny they're going to have to introduce a new they might have to introduce new instructions for chops here just because they screwed up again. Oh well. Anyway, chops. He's Hepter slash Ro-Tor, depending on your preferences there, and he's very much a very nice blue helicopter. You know, with yeah. We've seen this before, you know, I've reviewed this figure twice already. Yeah, it's a nice blue helicopter. You got nice silver windows right here. I mean, look at those are really nice. And you got some bits of like golden yellow trim around a lot of them as well. And you got some bits of gold right here on the wheels, or some of the wheels and everything. You got a little thing right here, you know, a little thing, which, you know, too bad there's no really tiny G2 Decept or Autobot symbol stickers you can put in there. It's not that I'm aware of. And yeah, it can also roll decently, you know, considering those are rolling wheels. Of course, this spins pretty decently, although sometimes it can get a little wobbly and then can bring itself to a stop. This spins, not the greatest spinning, but yeah. So yeah, like I said, this is basically just a redeco of, you know, Impetus. It wasn't Impetus. I think it was Impetus. I want to say it was Impetus. Yeah, you know, basic thing we've seen before. You know, we got the bits on the bottom. This bit is remolded, but you'll see more of that in the robot mode. But yeah, overall, it's their convention exclusives. You know, it's their convention exclusives slash Planet Steel Express exclusives, kind of. Although it keeps popping up other stores because, well, it's just not selling super well, I guess. Yeah, and it's pretty nice overall. It's actually pretty nice overall. The only thing is on mine, again, there's this bit right panel once again right here is not quite sitting flush. The other thing is, yeah, why did it take me so long when this came out like December, or actually before that came out like, well, last TFCon, and the next TFCon LA is about to happen. You know, heck, by the time this video goes out, they might have already announced the next TFCon exclusive guy for the team. And the answer is, well, I didn't realize when you combine in stock order something the pre-order in the same order, you have to wait till the pre-ordered thing comes in stock before they ship. So when I ordered this and that Stray I just reviewed a little bit ago, yeah, so that took a while. That's pretty much it. So it just took me a while. I just didn't want to bother. Like, I didn't want to bother paying for extra for shipping. So yeah. So I'm just getting down to it. But yeah. It's the helicopter, as we've seen before. Of course, he's got the same guns as before, so those plug in right there. Yeah, overall, you know, again, the whole this is kind of the weakest guy in the team, but, you know, still pretty solid in his own right, in my opinion. And of course, you got this thing right here. This is really tight on this one. This little bit right here, I have to use a spudger because, yeah, there's that, you know, of course, the little flip around thing right here. And the little flip around peg hole right here, which, yeah, for the gun. Still there, but it's really tight now. But, you know, you got all that. And there you go. So, yes, comparisons, again, real quick ones. Here's the previous releases of the mold in G1 and G2 colors, respectively. Again, you know, you can see the nice silver on the windows, which really pops on this particular color scheme. There's that. Here he is with the fans' hobby arch enemy, you know, their version of the Black Convoy slash Scourge from that series. Just to give you an idea there. Stuff on him. That's open still. Whoops. So yeah. Give you an idea there. Size-wise. And of course with his teammate Shift Lane. Just to give you an idea there. So there you go. That's Chop's vehicle mode. I'm going to get him into I'm going to go ahead and get him into arm mode real quick, and we'll continue from there. Yep, that is an arm, all right. And yeah, you can see the nice. These you can see which kind of how they're doing the gold plastic for the you know how like the Baldigus slash Ruination had. And yeah, you can see it's a pretty decent. I would say pretty decent gold. It's not super shiny, but also it's, you know, I don't think it's going to be prone to cracking or anything, which will be good. Yeah. Also, of course, you can take these these guns and pop them up on here, and take the little guns and pop them up here like that if you want. Of course, again, the big gun will eventually go into the torso of the central dude, whatever they wind up calling him. Also on mine, I'm noticing this, again, this is worse than the other two, which is this this panel right here does not want to actually tab in properly all around, so that's fun. This has been a problem with some people's, and this has been a problem on this one now, which is, yeah, these panels simply do not want to stay tabbed in no matter what you do, which is a little frustrating. But yeah, it's pretty much an arm, you know. Nothing particularly special about that, I guess. But yeah, it's an arm. And yep. Yep, it's the left arm, and it pretty much does its job. Again, this is still a problem, which is this part does not stay, you know. Like, to completely say the little brace they use isn't braced it actually that as well as you might hope, but you know, that's just kind of how it is. So there you go on that. But again, comparisons. The G1 and G2 versions of the arm, which, yep, you can see it's a surprise. It's the exact same thing, just in different colors. So there you go. Yeah, no more comparisons in this mode because there's no real reason to. So, yep. So yeah, it's an arm mode. It works pretty well. It's got, you know, unfortunately mine is that, you know, this is the new flaw for me, which is this panel doesn't like to stay in, and of course still has the flaw of this panel that's supposed to brace this doesn't do a super great job of bracing it, but it kind of works, but not as well as you'd hope. So, oh yeah, on top of that, getting these halves tabbed together, I almost mentioned these halves tabbed together, the legs tabbed together, everything is a pain. They do not want to tab together. It's like clack. You get this really nasty loud click noise when you're finally getting tabbed together. But yeah, it doesn't want to do it. But regardless, yeah, yeah, that's the arm mode. I'll go ahead and get him into the robot mode, and then we'll go ahead and finish this off. Yep, Chops here is he's basically the robot, you know, I've seen twice now with the MMC Bruticus's, and now Assaultuses. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Although the chest is the major difference here. You know, you can see there's quite a bit. It's more squared off. There's more different kinds of detail. But yeah, it's it's a different kind of chest than gotten before. So it's more squared off. It's a little more. They did a little bit to make it resemble the show a little bit more, but there's some things they just didn't bother changing because, again, RID/Car Robots was so slavishly toy accurate that they can't really. They'd have to completely retool some of these guys, including the previous shift lane would have had to been completely a whole new toy for it to completely match the cartoon. But they did make some little things here. But yeah, this is not as big of a change as shift lane was. But yeah, it's basically just a new chest and new colors, which. Again, in this mode, you can see that orange really pops. There's a really nice orange. You got a bit of white there and red in the middle too. Nice, kind of like very pale yellow visor, which is interesting. Red helmet, orange faceplate. Yeah, large blues and reds and bits of silver right there, and bits of black down here on the toes. And of course, you got the pops of red right there on the guns, the little bloods of black there. And of course, you got the Ro-Tor backpack and everything. And it's besides the fact, he's at least going for the color accuracy of the cartoon, even if not an outright complete accuracy, and general vibes, I guess. And of course, the gun here, you can see you can fold that handle out. Now you can have a little pistol for him to hold. Just open that up, and again, there's that weird thing MMC was doing for a while, which is like the tab goes in the back of the palm instead of like everyone else's, so it's like a bit different in that regard. But go tabs slots in the back of the palm. Get that in there. Slots in there. Way secure on this one. More secure on this one than I have in other ones. And yeah, I can hold it. And yep. There's Chops' robot mode as a whole. It looks again, the remolding is really nicely. I appreciate the remolding they did here. Really, and also the new colors, which really help pop. But also posability. Of course, you got heads on a ball joint, you get left and right, up and down, all those waggle. Plus, you got the second ball joint thing right there, and the extra articulation as well because of the transformation. So you got a lot of posability there at the head. Shoulders do a full 360. You just got to watch out for the rotor blades here. Right there, outward. You got that. You do have a bicep swivel right there. Elbows are double jointed, and you get that pretty much that much curl. Of course, at the hands, you can see. Get this out of his hand real quick. Hands, you can see. Of course, there's a wrist swivel. Well, it's very snug. Ball jointed thumb, so you got up and down on the cut there, and you also got rotation right there. And each finger is individually has a single knuckle at the base, so you can curl up and close up and open up and close and open. But yeah, one single knuckle. And of course, Chops here retains the fix they implemented so that the head doesn't come popping off very easily, which is nice. Of course, down here at the waist, you do have, waist swivel, pretty much unhindered. You got ab crunch, pretty good amount of ab crunch right there. Down here at the hips, of course, these can move forward, this can move forward, and that move forward, outward, and you get ratcheting forward that far and ratcheting back that far, and outward you have pretty much the full splits, and then, of course, Gotta be mindful because, you know, you have to collapse the hips, right? Because otherwise it will collapse in completely for vehicle mode or arm mode. And of course you got thigh swivels right there. You got that knee right there and this knee joint right here, which gets you about a little over 90 degrees total. Also, yeah, this knee can bend forward, so that's fun. And down here at the feet, you do have a smidge of ankle tilt, not a whole lot, but there's a smidge, like really, really small amount. And then of course you got the toes can go up and down. And yeah, that's posability, of course. Yeah, pretty much the same. Hey, surprise, same as the other two. No real changes on that front, honestly. But you know, just gonna run through it real quick. Quick comparison, again, with the G1 and G2 versions of the mold. Get an idea there. Again, you can see the change in sculpting right there on the chest. That's other than color, that's the only major change really between them. Is that other than the color anyway? The chest, but it does look good, and I actually argue it looks better than this. But these were, you know, they wanted to at least make these were more willing to. We want to not compromise the helicopter mode too much. Versus this one, we'll compromise it a little bit, I guess. Yeah. That. Here he is next to Fans Hobby's arch enemy. Their version of a Scourge. Oh, yeah. His ankles have gotten pretty weak in the years since I first got him, but yeah, you can see the size difference there, which seems to make sense. I believe this will be roughly the same height as, again, their Mega Octane, whatever the minds of being, so that seems about right. Still with MMC, you know, we released the version they canceled of this guy. That'd be pretty cool, but yeah. And of course, here he is with his teammate Shift Lane, and there you go. Yeah, Shift Lane had more changes compared to Chops here, but still, both of them want some significant changes to make them more accurate to the RID versions of the iterations. There you go. Chops, again, it's the same, you know, it's the same mold as before, so you know there's not really nothing new regarding that. Mine has some difference in, you know, some bits are looser, some bits are tighter than they are than the other two I have. You know, just basically, but overall, same roll up tolerance is pretty much the same, transformations the same, and all that stuff. The modes are mostly the same. Again, this is pretty much the robot, just other than colors, and all the robot mode has a new chest, but it's not that big of a difference. So it's still a pretty solid figure. I'm not seeing any, you know, real mold degradation stuff going on here. It seems to be still pretty solid and fun and whatnot. And I do generally still like it, even though I think it's definitely the weakest of the team from my experience, because having handled all 5 of the molds, yeah, I feel like it just kind of suffers from just being the first out, and because, you know, that was, yeah, the original one was the first one out of the team, but yeah, now it's the second release. Still pretty good though. I'm hearing rumblings the third release is going to be the space shuttle. I don't remember what the name is off the top of my head. Other than I think one of the versions was Shuttler or something like that. And there's one was like, I think the other one was Movor or something like that. But yeah, I believe I heard that was supposed to be the third release, but it might also be Mega Octane. Depends. I'm not sure what their plan is, but regardless, that will be very soon. This time I'll be a lot faster on the draw when it comes to getting that reviewed, and you know, that reviewed, because yeah, didn't mean to wait months on this one. Again, it's just because I was waiting for Stray, and of course I prioritized the new stuff over this. So there you go. Still pretty solid though, and I think it's still pretty easily available. These things are not selling super well, which yeah tells me that maybe that Baldigus / Ruination isn't in high demand. But I don't know. I still find it great, but yeah. I still find it generally pretty great, but yeah, you know, if you've experienced the other 2 versions of the mold, you know what you're expecting. If you haven't experienced those 2 versions of the mold, you can check those other reviews I have, and I'll kind of be more in depth in those, including transformation video is separate. But it's still a darn good figure, I think, even as a standalone. But I think, you know, if you want a standalone of these MMC guys, I think the other bots tend to be better overall, but that's just me. And again, still no real mold degradation either. It seems to still be pretty solid as a whole. So that's it for this video. I hope you found this review informative or entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social medias down in the description and in the video. Check out my Coffee and Patreon, and I shall see you next time with another video review.